Hello, and welcome to our video on the 10 cheapest countries to live in Europe comfortably. Europe is known for its high cost of living, with many popular cities ranking among the most expensive in the world. However, there are still some countries on the continent where you can live comfortably without breaking the bank. In this video, we'll be exploring 10 of the cheapest countries to live in Europe. Number 1. Bulgaria. Bulgaria is often considered to be one of the most affordable countries in Europe for expats to live, according to Number's Cost of Living Index, which compares the prices of a basket of goods and services in different cities around the world. Bulgaria has relatively low costs compared to other European countries. For example, the cost of living in the capital city of Sofia is lower than in many other major European cities, such as Berlin, Paris, and London. In Bulgaria, you can expect to find relatively low prices for groceries, transportation, and housing. The country also has a relatively low cost of living compared to the rest of the European Union (EU), as prices for goods and services are generally lower due to the country's lower wages and lower overall standard of living. However, it is important to keep in mind that the cost of living in Bulgaria can still vary significantly depending on where you live and your personal circumstances. For example, living in a larger city or in a more expensive neighborhood may cost more than living in a smaller town or rural area. Additionally, certain costs such as healthcare and education may be higher in Bulgaria compared to other countries. Overall, Bulgaria is often considered to be a relatively affordable country in Europe to live. But it is important to do your own research and consider your individual needs and circumstances before making any decisions about where to live. Number 2. Romania. Romania is generally considered to be a relatively affordable country to live in Europe. One of the main reasons for this is that the cost of housing in Romania is generally lower than in many other European countries. Rent prices in Romania tend to be lower than in Western Europe, particularly in cities outside of Bucharest. For example, it is possible to find a one-bedroom apartment for rent in a smaller city in Romania for as little as $200, $300 per month. In comparison, rent prices in major cities in Western Europe can be significantly higher. Food costs in Romania also generally lower than in many other European countries. Fresh produce, meats, and other basic necessities are generally affordable in Romania, and dining out at restaurants can also be relatively inexpensive. Transportation costs in Romania also generally lower than in many other European countries. Public transportation is relatively inexpensive, and it is also possible to purchase a used car for a relatively low price. Gas prices in Romania also lower than in many other European countries. Overall, the cost of living in Romania is generally lower than in many other European countries, making it an affordable place to live for those on a budget. However, it is important to keep in mind that the cost of living can vary significantly depending on the city or region in which you live, as well as your individual circumstances and needs. Number 3. Poland. In Poland, the cost of living is generally lower compared to many other countries in Europe, which makes it an attractive destination for people looking to live in Europe on a budget. One of the main factors that contributes to the relatively low cost of living in Poland is the relatively low cost of housing. The average price of a one-bedroom apartment in the city center in Poland is around $500 per month, while the average price of a three-bedroom apartment is around $800 per month. This is significantly lower than the average cost of housing in many other European countries, which can be particularly expensive in major cities such as London, Paris, or Berlin. Food is another area where the cost of living in Poland is relatively low. The average cost of a meal at an inexpensive restaurant in Poland is around $5, while a meal at a mid-range restaurant will cost around $15. Groceries are also relatively affordable in Poland, with the average cost of a basic basket of groceries including milk, bread, eggs, and other essentials being around $40 per week. Transportation is another factor that affects the cost of living in Poland. Public transportation in Poland is generally inexpensive, with a one-way ticket on the bus, tram, or metro typically costing around $1.50. Gasoline is also relatively inexpensive in Poland compared to many other countries in Europe, with the average price being around $1.50 per litre. Healthcare is another factor that can affect the cost of living in a country, and Poland has a relatively inexpensive healthcare system compared to many other European countries. The government provides free or low-cost healthcare to all citizens and residents of Poland, and private healthcare is also available at a reasonable cost. In summary, Poland is generally considered to be one of the more affordable countries to live in Europe due to a combination of relatively low costs for housing, food, transportation, and healthcare. However, it is important to keep in mind that the cost of living can vary significantly depending on personal lifestyle and individual expenses, and it is always a good idea to do your own research and budgeting before moving to a new country. Number 4. Czech Republic. The Czech Republic might be considered one of the more affordable countries to live in Europe for these reasons. 1. Cost of living. The Czech Republic has a lower cost of living compared to many other European countries, with lower prices for goods and services such as housing, food, and transportation. For example, rent for a one-bedroom apartment in the city center of Prague, the capital and largest city of the Czech Republic, can be as low as $5,007 per month, while a similar apartment in a larger and more expensive city such as Paris or London might cost several times as much. Similarly, the price of groceries and other necessities is generally lower in the Czech Republic compared to other European countries, making it an affordable place to live for those on a budget. 2. Strong economy. The Czech Republic has a strong and stable economy, with low unemployment rates and a relatively high standard of living. The country is a member of the European Union and the Eurozone, and it has a well-developed infrastructure and a highly educated workforce. The Czech Republic is also home to a number of large multinational corporations, and it is a hub for technology, engineering, and other high-tech industries. 3. Quality of life. In addition to being an affordable place to live, the Czech Republic also has a high quality of life, with beautiful cities, excellent health care, and a range of recreational and cultural activities available. The country is known for its rich cultural heritage and stunning architecture, with a number of UNESCO World Heritage Sites and historic landmarks. The Czech Republic is also home to a thriving arts scene, with numerous galleries, museums, and music and theatre performances available. Additionally, the country has a strong education system and a range of educational opportunities available, making it an attractive place to live for students and families. 4. Location. The Czech Republic is located in the heart of Europe, making it an easily accessible and convenient place to live. The country is well connected to the rest of Europe by road, rail, and air, and it is within easy reach of a number of other European countries. The Czech Republic is also a relatively small country, with a population of around 10 million, which means that it is easy to get around and explore different parts of the country. Overall, the Czech Republic is a great place to live for those looking for a comfortable and affordable lifestyle in Europe. Whether you're a student, a retiree, or a working professional, the Czech Republic has something to offer everyone. Number 5. Hungary. The cost of living in Hungary is generally lower compared to other countries in Western Europe, and it is often cited as one of the most affordable countries to live in Europe. This can make it an attractive destination for those looking to live a comfortable lifestyle while saving money. However, it's important to note that the cost of living can vary significantly depending on a number of factors, including the city or region you are living in, your personal lifestyle and spending habits, and the availability of goods and services. Housing costs in Hungary are generally lower compared to other countries in Europe. According to Numbro, the average cost of a one-bedroom apartment in the city centre of Budapest is around $500 per month, which is significantly lower compared to other major European cities such as London, Paris, and Berlin. Renting an apartment outside of the city centre or in a smaller town or rural area may be even less expensive. The food costs in Hungary are generally lower compared to other European countries, although prices can vary depending on the type of food you are purchasing and where you are shopping. For example, fresh produce and meat can be relatively inexpensive at local markets and supermarkets, but prices may be higher at specialty stores or restaurants. Eating out at restaurants can also be less expensive compared to other European countries, with a meal at a mid-range restaurant costing around $15 per person. The transportation costs in Hungary are generally lower compared to other European countries, with relatively inexpensive public transportation options such as buses and trains. Gas prices are also lower compared to other countries in Europe. However, it's worth noting that the quality of public transportation can vary depending on the city or region you are living in, and owning a car may be necessary if you live in a more rural area. Other expenses in Hungary can also be relatively inexpensive, with utilities such as electricity, water, and gas generally costing less compared to other European countries. However, it's worth noting that prices can vary depending on the size of your home and your personal consumption. Healthcare costs in Hungary are generally lower compared to other European countries, and the quality of healthcare is generally considered to be good. Education costs can also be relatively inexpensive, with tuition fees at public universities generally being lower compared to other European countries. Overall, the cost of living in Hungary is generally lower compared to other countries in Europe, and it can be a relatively affordable place to live a comfortable lifestyle. However, it's important to do your own research and consider your own circumstances before deciding if Hungary is the right place for you to live. Factors such as the availability of goods and services, the quality of healthcare and education, and the local job market should also be taken into consideration. Thanks for watching this video. We hope that you enjoyed the content and that it was useful to you. If you liked this video, be sure to like, comment, share and subscribe. We would really appreciate it. This video was created to provide useful information to you and to help you learn more about this topic. We always strive to provide the best quality content, and we hope that you enjoyed watching this video. Thanks again for watching, and we hope to see you again soon.